Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to see about the turbines, Pelton wheel turbine. Earlier video, we have seen what is a turbine and what are the types of classifications of turbines. So turbines are the power generated device where we are going to use this water supply, water or steam to heat on the turbine blades, and the turbine is going to be rotated so that the shaft which is rotating on the rotating is going to produce electricity. When it is connected with the generator, it is going to be producing electricity. Now the different types of turbine blades we are seeing, and turbines we have seen. So one is the classifications. The impulse turbine is Pelton wheel turbine. So you can see this is the Pelton wheel turbine. It has cup shaped. Okay, so the cup shapes in the circumference of the entire shaft. So when the water is going to be hit on this, it is going to be rotated. So now let me going to check its fully the functionals and what are the parts in this. Okay, it is a tangential flow impulse turbine. As we say in the beginning, tangential flow is the water gets in the circumference, hit on the circumference of the wheel. Okay, that is here we are going to see is a tangential flow. It's a tangent, water is getting hit as a tangent to the circumference, the circle. Okay, where it is located, and the flows impulse flow that directly it hits on this and it generates the electricity, right? So the energy available in the inlet of the Pelton wheel, here we are getting the kinetic energy, and the pressure energy in the inlet and the outlet will be the atmospheric energy only. So and this Pelton wheel turbine is used for high pressure, high head turbine, we call it as high head turbine. Now let me see the construction of this and how it is going to be working. So this is the casing where this entire buckets, we call it as buckets, where it is getting located. That as a shaft, over to the shaft, the circumference of the shaft is covered or filled with this number of buckets. In the earlier Pelton wheel, how we have seen, so the buckets will be like this in the hemisphere. Okay, to vans, we call it as vans or buckets. It is located enter the entire circumference of the wheel rotor, the shaft. So here what will happen is a penstock where the water is we are bringing water from the dam. A dam is a reservoir where the water is getting filled, and the potential energy of that water is we are going to use it here. So when due to the gravity of the gravity force, the water from the dam it flows through the penstock, and it when it comes into this casing, at the end of this penstock we are making a nozzle shape. So the nozzle is what is that, divergent, convergent and divergent logic is here. A penstock of bigger diameter is going to be converged here. Okay, and converged at a point, so that here the pressure is created more, and when it is getting delivered, its velocity, the pressure is getting reduced and the velocity is going to be increased. So this is the logic where the nozzle functions over here. And the nozzle, at the end of the nozzle, we are having a spear is a conical shape one, which is going to be used for the controlling of water. Okay, control of water can be done with the help of the spear. How we are using taps in our homes, and that is opening and closing of the handle, we can control the flow of water. Like here, the spear, it can move inside and outside with the help of the hand wheel. We can move clockwise. If you rotate clockwise, the spear end of the spear can move inside, and it can close the wall of the nozzle passage. And if you open counterclockwise by using the wheel, the spear moves towards the left, that is away from the nozzle hole, and it allows the water to flow. So the flow of water from in the penstock can be controlled with the help of the nozzle and spear mechanism. So this is what the flow of water can be controlled. And we will adjust the water that it hits on the bucket or the vans. It is you can see this water is hit on the bucket tangentially. so to the entire wheel. Okay, so when it hits on one bucket, it moves, it rotates, and it will bring another bucket to the flow. So it continuously rotate one by one, and the water is hits on next subsequent or buckets, so that one bucket will move. It makes a rotation. So this is a runner where the buckets runner is consist of buckets. Okay, this is the logic. Let we see these descriptions here. So nozzle is used to increase the kinetic energy of water. So when the what is simply, if you flow water through the penstock, it doesn't create much more effect on these buckets. So we are using a nozzle to create an kinetic energy on this, and it is going to be rotated. The buckets are going to be rotated, then the runner is going to be rotated. So that we said the water quantity of water which strike the bucket can be controlled by a spear. So that spear and the wheel, hand wheel, it can move inside the nozzle, and it comes out of the nozzle by using the hand wheel. It is controlling the amount of water which is going to be fall. So it's a conical needle basin. The spear is that one. So runner and bucket. So the rotating parts. Runner is a rotating part of the turbine. It's a circular disc on the periphery. Buckets are located. And buckets, in the sense, it is a two hemispherical bowl shaped. It's joined together, so that each bucket have a center wall. We call it a splitter. So the water hits on the splitter, and the water jet splits and striking the bucket into two equal parts, so that the common equally it is hits on the bucket through the splitter, and then it rotates the bucket. It forces the bucket to rotate in the other way. So casing is very important thing, is which is cover the entire thing is casing. It prevents the splashing of water entire environment. So it helps to cover the water, avoid the thing which is getting out of the turbine blades. So prevents the splashing of water and helps to discharge the water to the trail race. Then again, wastage of water will not take place. It covers the entire area, and it sends to the tail race of the water to the tail race. It acts as a safeguard for the accident also. So these are the casing. What is the advantages of the casing? And the braking jet. So normally when we are going to brake the, if your demand is less, I want to stop the turbine, in the sense we can use the spear to shut off the water. But due to that, water already hit on the turbine blades, the blades are still continuously rotating. If you want to stop it immediately, and you have to backside, you have to apply some water at the backside of the vents. So in order to stop the runner in a shortest possible time, a small nozzle is provided at the back, and through which the water jet is hit on the back of the vents. So opposite force, we are creating a opposite force, so the jet water used to stop the turbine blade at a immediately. So we call it as a braking jet. So the working already, this is what the discussion already goes on. So the water stored in the high level, that is dam, it passes through the penstock and it passes through the nozzle. So this jet of water, we make it strikes on the buckets, vans at the center, that is a splitter, and it divides the water, and it the quantity of water striking the van is controlled by the spear. Generator is going to create the power when it is going to be rotated. So Pelton wheel, where it is using is where it is a high head level of water, that is 150 meter to 2000 meter head level is there the pressure is more. So that is used for the hydroelectric power plant to drive the generator which is attached to the Pelton wheel. So here the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy in the turbines, right? So this is the Pelton wheel, how it is function. Next we will see another types of turbines.